Ever feel like hotel casinos are designed to empty your wallet? Here's what the industry hopes you never discover, and it could save you thousands on your next Vegas trip. While you're dreaming about jackpots and free drinks, there's a billion-dollar science working against you that most visitors never understand. Casino operators have spent decades perfecting psychological manipulation techniques that would make marketing experts jealous. From hidden fees that double your hotel bill to architectural designs that literally alter your brain chemistry, every single element is calculated to maximize their profits and minimize your awareness. What you're about to learn isn't just insider knowledge, it's financial self-defense. These aren't theories or opinions, but documented strategies used by the world's most successful gambling destinations. By the time you finish this, you'll see hotel casinos completely differently, and honestly, your bank account will thank you for it. Number 1. Hidden fees and charges. That 89 hotel room just became 180, and here's exactly how casinos hide the real cost until it's too late. The resort fee scam is their biggest trick. These mandatory daily charges of $30 to $55 don't appear in the initial booking price, but get slapped on your final bill. Las Vegas perfected this system because they know you've already committed by the time you discover the real cost. But here's what they don't tell you. Local taxes add another 8-13% on top of everything, and parking fees are now standard at most major properties. The minibar trap is even sneakier. You get charged even if you just move items around and put them back. They use weight sensors that register any movement as consumption. The tipping culture compounds this financial assault. You're expected to tip 15-20% everywhere. Bars, restaurants, housekeeping, even casino staff who bring you drinks while you're losing money. These aren't suggestions. They're social obligations that tourists often discover too late. Professional travelers always verify the total cost before booking, including all mandatory fees and taxes. They budget for tips up front and avoid minibar interactions entirely. While others get shocked by doubled bills at checkout, smart visitors know the real price from day one and plan accordingly. Number 2. Timeless maze design. The moment you walk into a casino, you've entered a carefully engineered trap, and most people don't even realize it's happening. There are no windows anywhere on the gaming floor, no visible clocks, and no natural light to give you time reference. This isn't accidental, it's deliberate time disorientation designed to keep you gambling longer than you planned. Here's where it gets sinister. Slot machines are positioned as decoration the moment you enter. You can't walk to your hotel room, restaurant, or bathroom without passing through rows of flashing beeping machines. The layout creates a mandatory slot machine gauntlet that normalizes gambling as part of the basic hotel experience. The corridors are deliberately winding with low ceilings that create a claustrophobic maze. There are no direct routes to exits. Every path forces you through additional gaming areas. This labyrinth design has one purpose: making leaving difficult and staying easy. Architects call this entrapment design, and it works because it feels natural. You think you're just exploring a fancy hotel, but you're actually navigating a psychological trap designed by experts who understand human behavior patterns. Smart visitors map out direct routes to essential locations before they start gambling. They set phone alarms to track time and use exits near restaurants or shops that bypass gaming floors entirely. Number 3. Sensory manipulation system. While you think you're just having fun, casinos are literally rewiring your brain chemistry. And here's the scientific proof. They pump specific scents through the air conditioning system that increase gambling time by 46%. These aren't random pleasant smells, they're carefully selected aromas that trigger comfort and risk-taking behaviors. The lighting system avoids calming blue colors entirely, using reds, oranges, and bright whites that increase stimulation and alertness. Every bulb is strategically placed to keep you energized and focused on the games rather than fatigue or rational decision-making. Sound engineering is the most sophisticated element. Those coin-dropping sounds and winning bells aren't natural. They're amplified and enhanced to trigger excitement responses in your brain. Even when machines are digital, they artificially recreate these sounds because they're psychologically addictive. Macau's mega casinos like the Venetian Macau and Grand Lisboa represent the pinnacle of this sensory manipulation. These properties generate more gambling revenue than all of Las Vegas combined by perfecting these psychological techniques. They've proven that proper sensory control can double gambling engagement rates. The defense is awareness. Once you understand that every sight, sound, and smell is engineered to manipulate your behavior, you can make conscious decisions instead of unconscious reactions. Professional gamblers often wear headphones and limit their exposure time to combat these effects. Number 4, free drink strategy. Those complimentary cocktails aren't free, they're the most expensive drinks you'll ever have. The alcohol plus gambling equation is mathematically precise. Relaxed inhibitions lead to higher bets and worse decision-making. Casinos have calculated that every free drink generates multiple times its cost in additional gambling losses. Every sip is tracked through their comp point system. They know exactly how much you're drinking, how it affects your betting patterns, and how to time the next round for maximum impact. The waitresses aren't just serving drinks, they're executing a carefully timed psychological operation designed to keep you in a spending mood. But here's the long-term hook that most people never realize. The comp system is designed to bring you back repeatedly. Players receive promotional offers for years, sometimes decades, after a single visit. One traveler reported getting free room offers from the Wynn 13 years after his last visit, all because he'd established a gambling profile in their database. The drinks create a false sense of value and hospitality. You feel like the casino is treating you well, which psychologically justifies the money you're losing. It's a classic manipulation tactic that makes victims feel grateful to their exploiters. Smart players either avoid alcohol entirely while gambling or set strict limits before they start drinking. They understand that every free drink is actually paid for through their gambling losses at a premium markup. Number 5, player card networks. With just 2 cards, you can access 18 major Las Vegas casinos, but only if you know this insider system. The MGM Rewards Network covers 9 properties, including Aria, Bellagio, MGM Grand, Mandalay Bay, and Park MGM. The Caesars Reward System includes another 9 casinos like Caesars Palace, Flamingo, Paris, and Bally's. These aren't just loyalty programs, they're sophisticated data collection operations. Every bet you make gets recorded and analyzed to build a psychological profile of your gambling behavior. They track your game preferences, betting patterns, win-loss ratios, and time spent gambling to optimize their marketing approach. The enrollment is free, but that's because you're the product being sold. Your gambling data gets shared across the entire network, creating a comprehensive profile that follows you from casino to casino. This information determines what promotional offers you receive and how aggressively they pursue your business. But here's what experienced players know. You can use this system to your advantage. Even minimal play generates comp points that can be redeemed for meals, shows, and hotel discounts. The key is understanding that you're trading data for benefits, so you need to maximize the benefits while minimizing the data you provide. Email promotion tracking reveals long-term patterns. Players who gamble modestly but consistently receive better offers than those who have occasional big sessions, because casinos value predictable, repeat business over volatile players. Number 6, architectural entrapment. Bill Friedman's casino design principles are still trapping millions of visitors, and here's exactly how it works. The entrance design places slot machines as the primary welcome decoration instead of traditional hotel lobby furniture. This immediately establishes gambling as the normal, expected activity rather than an optional entertainment choice. The mandatory route system eliminates shortcuts to exits, restaurants, bathrooms, or hotel rooms. Every pathway forces you through multiple gaming areas, creating what designers call the safari effect. You're always walking through the hunting grounds, whether you want to hunt or not. Low ceiling psychology creates subtle claustrophobia that increases gambling urgency. People feel pressured to make decisions quickly rather than thinking carefully about their choices. The compressed space also makes the gaming floor feel more crowded and exciting, creating false social pressure to participate. The elimination of external visual references means you can't see the parking lot, street, or any reminder of the outside world. This psychological isolation makes the casino feel like a complete universe, where gambling is the primary activity and normal life rules don't apply. Modern casinos have perfected this entrapment design by making it feel luxurious rather than obvious. The trap is disguised as hospitality, but the fundamental principle remains: make entering easy and leaving difficult. Number 7. Luxury anesthesia design. Steve Wynn broke every casino design rule and made the most money in Vegas history. Here's his billion-dollar secret. Instead of the cramped, chaotic, traditional casino design, Wynn introduced the playground design philosophy, featuring high ceilings, natural light, art collections, and comfortable spaces that feel more like luxury resorts than gambling halls. The Bellagio success model proved that luxury environments actually increase spending tolerance. When people feel pampered and sophisticated, they're willing to bet larger amounts, because the losses feel less significant in such an elegant setting. It's psychological anesthesia. The beautiful surroundings numb the pain of financial losses. This luxury approach works because it eliminates the guilt associated with gambling. Instead of feeling like you're in a sketchy gambling den, you feel like you're participating in a refined entertainment experience. The high-end restaurants, art galleries, and designer shops create a complete lifestyle ecosystem that justifies the spending. VIP areas use soft music, crystal chandeliers, and personal service to make high-limit gambling feel like exclusive social events rather than financial risk-taking. The psychology is brilliant. If the environment feels expensive and exclusive, the gambling feels more sophisticated and acceptable. The pain-numbing effect is measurable. Studies show that players in luxury casino environments stay longer, bet more per hand, and report higher satisfaction levels even when they lose the same amounts as players in traditional casino settings. Number 8. Dopamine addiction cycle. Every slot machine pull triggers the same brain response as cocaine, and casinos know exactly how to exploit this. The neurotransmitter dopamine gets released during gambling, creating genuine chemical addiction patterns that mirror drug dependency. This isn't metaphorical. Brain scans of pathological gamblers show identical activation patterns to those seen in cocaine addicts. Near-miss psychology creates the strongest addiction response. When you almost win 2 cherries instead of 3, or 95% toward a bonus round, your brain releases more dopamine than an actual small win would generate. Casinos have programmed their machines to deliver these almost wins at scientifically calculated intervals. Variable ratio reinforcement schedules are the most addictive reward system known to psychology. You never know when the next win will come, but you know it's possible at any moment. This uncertainty creates compulsive behavior that's extremely difficult to control once it starts. The small, frequent rewards keep you engaged longer than big, rare jackpots would. Your brain interprets each small win as validation that the big win is coming soon, even though mathematically, your odds never improve. It's a perfect psychological trap that generates consistent revenue for casinos. Professional gamblers understand this biochemical manipulation and use specific techniques to counteract it. Time limits, predetermined loss limits, and regular breaks to reset their mental state. They treat gambling as entertainment with costs rather than as potential income sources. Number 9, the slot machine zone. Slot machines don't just take your money, they literally alter your consciousness into what experts call the zone. This is a trance-like state where time perception disappears and you become completely altered, absorbed in the repetitive action of pressing buttons and watching reels spin. The flow state induction happens through carefully calibrated timing intervals between spins, sound patterns, and visual stimulation. Players report losing awareness of their surroundings, physical needs, and financial situation while in this zone. It's a form of meditation that's engineered to be financially destructive. Gamblers' fallacy exploitation makes players believe that past results affect future odds. After several losses, you feel due for a win, even though each spin has identical odds. Casinos reinforce this false belief through programming that creates streaks and patterns that seem meaningful but are actually random. Skill game illusion affects poker and blackjack players who believe they can overcome the house edge through strategy. While skill does matter in these games, the rules are structured to ensure the casino maintains a mathematical advantage regardless of player skill level. The house edge is always present in every game. Even the most favorable games like blackjack with perfect basic strategy still give the casino a 0.5% advantage. Over time, this mathematical certainty guarantees casino profits while creating an illusion of winnable games for players. Number 10. Social contagion effect. That exciting atmosphere isn't natural, it's manufactured group psychology designed to make you bet more. Victory celebrations are amplified and publicized to create excitement that spreads through the entire gaming floor. When someone wins a jackpot, the lights, sounds, and crowd reactions trigger FOMO, fear of missing out, in other players. Sound amplification systems broadcast winning announcements throughout the casino, making wins seem more frequent than they actually are. You hear about every jackpot, but never about the thousands of losses happening simultaneously. This creates a false impression that winning is common and likely. Peer pressure dynamics work differently in casinos than in other social settings. The shared activity of gambling creates temporary bonds between strangers, and group betting increases individual risk tolerance. People will make larger bets when gambling with others than they would when playing alone. Festive music and celebration sounds maintain constant party atmosphere that encourages participation. The audio environment makes gambling feel like a social celebration rather than individual financial risk-taking. This psychological manipulation turns solitary activities into perceived group experiences. The crowd euphoria is contagious and intentionally so. Casino operators understand that excited groups generate more revenue than isolated individuals, so they design experiences that maximize social interaction and shared excitement around gambling activities. Number 11. Surveillance system. Every casino has thousands of cameras watching you, but the technology they're using goes far beyond what you'd expect. The eye in the sky includes high-definition CCTV coverage of every square inch of the gaming floor, with no blind spots or unmonitored areas. Facial recognition technology automatically identifies known problem players, card counters, and banned individuals the moment they enter the building. The system can track your movements throughout your entire visit and maintain records of your behavior patterns across multiple visits and properties. Pattern detection systems use artificial intelligence to identify unusual betting behavior that might indicate cheating, advantage play, or problem gambling. The computers analyze thousands of variables simultaneously and alert security staff to any anomalies that human observers might miss. Critical zone monitoring focuses intensively on money exchange areas, ATM machines, and cashier cages where large cash transactions occur. These areas have multiple camera angles and additional security measures because they represent the highest risk for theft or fraud. The surveillance extends beyond security to marketing intelligence. Cameras track which games you play, how long you stay, and what your betting patterns look like. This information feeds into the player tracking systems that determine what promotional offers you receive. Number 12. World Casino Capitals. Las Vegas isn't even the world's biggest gambling destination anymore. Here's where the real money island. Macau now generates more gambling revenue than Las Vegas, with mega resorts like the Venetian Macau featuring the largest casino floor in the world under one roof. The Venetian Macau covers 550,000 square feet of gaming space, more than 10 football fields of slot machines and gaming tables. The scale is incomprehensible until you experience it personally. These properties can accommodate tens of thousands of players simultaneously in climate-controlled environments. Monte Carlo represents the European elite gambling tradition, where the historic Casino de Monte Carlo attracts international high rollers to its Belle Epoque architecture and exclusive private gaming salons. The minimum bets start where most American casinos' maximums end. Punta del Este in Uruguay has positioned itself as Latin America's Las Vegas, with the Enjoy Punta del Este resort featuring 500 slot machines and 44 gaming tables. They host international poker tournaments year-round and cater to wealthy South Americans seeking luxury gambling experiences. Each destination adapts gambling to local culture and regulations. Macau focuses on high-limit baccarat for Asian players, Monte Carlo emphasizes exclusivity and tradition, while Punta del Este combines beachfront resort amenities with casino entertainment for regional markets. Number 13. Tourist traps and scams. The biggest danger to your wallet isn't inside the casino, it's right outside on the street. Celebrity impersonator scams are everywhere on the Vegas Strip, where costumed performers pose for quick photos and then demand exorbitant payments, sometimes $50 or $100 for a single picture. Street game cons operate openly with rigged shell games, three-card Monte, and other gambling scams designed to separate tourists from their money quickly. These games are mathematically impossible to win because they're controlled by the operators, but they rely on creating the illusion of skill or luck. Fake ticket sellers approach tourists with discounted show tickets, tour packages, and attraction passes that are either completely fraudulent or dramatically overpriced compared to legitimate vendors. Always buy entertainment tickets from official casino box offices or verified online sources. The golden rule for avoiding these scams is simple. All legitimate gambling and entertainment should be purchased from official casino counters or established businesses. Street vendors, parking lot sellers, and aggressive promoters are almost always operating scams designed to exploit tourist unfamiliarity. These scams work because they target people who are already in a spending mindset and may have been drinking. Tourists who've been gambling often have reduced judgment and more available cash, making them perfect targets for street-level con artists. Number 14. Common mental errors. These gambling systems have bankrupted more people than any casino game, and most players still believe they work. The Martingale system tells players to double their bet after every loss, supposedly guaranteeing eventual profit. The reality is that this system leads to catastrophic losses when players hit table limits or run out of money. Card counting myths persist because movies make it look easy and profitable. While card counting can provide a slight mathematical advantage in blackjack, modern casinos use multiple decks, frequent shuffling, and sophisticated surveillance to neutralize most counting systems. Professional card counters face immediate ejection and lifetime bans. Hot hand fallacy makes players believe that winning or losing streaks will continue. In reality, each game round has identical odds regardless of previous results. The roulette ball doesn't remember that it landed on black 5 times in a row. The next spin still has the same probability for red or black. The fundamental error is treating gambling as investment rather than entertainment. Professional money managers understand that gambling has negative expected value. Over time, you will lose more than you win. The only winning move is to set entertainment budgets and accept losses as the cost of the experience. Budget and time limits are the only effective protection against these psychological traps. Successful casino visitors decide in advance how much they can afford to lose and stop gambling when they reach that limit, regardless of whether they're winning or losing. Number 15. Casino history and evolution. The first casino was created in 1638 to control gambling, NSE, but it started an industry that now controls gamblers. Il Ridotto in Venice was established by the government to provide regulated gambling for the nobility during carnival season. The irony is that what started as gambling control became the blueprint for gambling expansion. Atlantic City's rise in the 1970s proved that legal gambling could revitalize economically depressed areas, leading to nationwide casino legalization across the United States. The success stories convinced other jurisdictions that casino gambling could provide tax revenue and economic development. Las Vegas transformed from a mob-controlled desert town into a corporate entertainment empire through the vision of entrepreneurs like Steve Wynn and Sheldon Adelson. These business leaders turned gambling from a vice industry into mainstream family entertainment by adding shopping, dining, and show venues. The modern mega resort model combines gambling with luxury hotels, fine dining, world-class entertainment, and retail shopping to create destination experiences that appeal to non-gamblers as well as players. This diversification makes casinos less dependent on gambling revenue alone. The evolution continues with online gambling, sports betting legalization, and international expansion into new markets. The industry that started with simple card games in Italian palaces now generates hundreds of billions in global revenue through sophisticated entertainment complexes. Number 16. Architectural spectacles. These casinos spent billions on buildings designed to make you forget you're losing money, and it's working. Marina Bay Sands in Singapore features 3 towers connected by a rooftop infinity pool that's become one of the world's most photographed architectural features. The spectacular design creates social media buzz that attracts visitors who might not otherwise gamble. The Venetian's reproduction strategy brings Italian Renaissance architecture to Las Vegas and Macau, complete with indoor canals where gondoliers navigate between shopping areas and gaming floors. The immersive environment makes visitors feel like they're experiencing European culture while gambling in a controlled environment. Grand Lisboa, in Macau's golden lotus flower design, makes the building itself a tourist attraction that symbolizes prosperity and good fortune in Chinese culture. The architecture incorporates cultural symbols that make gambling feel like participation in local traditions rather than foreign vice activities. Frank Gehry's design work on properties like the Cosmopolitan demonstrates how world-renowned architects now consider casino projects prestigious commissions rather than embarrassing necessities. The architectural sophistication elevates gambling from vice to luxury entertainment. The billion-dollar investments in spectacular architecture serve multiple purposes. They attract non-gambling tourists, create Instagram-worthy experiences that generate free marketing, and establish casinos as legitimate cultural destinations rather than just gambling venues. Now you understand what casino industry insiders have always known. These establishments are designed with one purpose: separating you from your money through sophisticated psychological manipulation. This doesn't mean you can't enjoy casino experiences, but you can do it with full awareness of the systems working against you. Every element you've just learned about exists in every major casino worldwide. The hidden fees, sensory manipulation, architectural tricks, and psychological systems aren't accidents. They're billion-dollar industries built on scientific research into human behavior and decision-making patterns. The difference between entertainment and exploitation comes down to informed consent. When you understand that casinos are designed to be addictive, you can make conscious choices about your participation. Set strict budgets, time limits, and stick to them regardless of whether you're winning or losing. Remember that all casino games favor the house mathematically. The flashy architecture, free drinks, and exciting atmosphere are paid for by player losses, not casino generosity. View gambling as entertainment expense, never as investment strategy or income opportunity. If you choose to visit casinos, do it with complete awareness of these systems. Use the player's club cards to get comps, avoid the psychological traps you now recognize, and most importantly, never gamble money you can't afford to lose. Your future self will thank you for approaching these experiences with knowledge instead of hope.